Here we go.
My name is Isaac Lopez. I'm 19 years old, from Dallas, Texas. Grew up in a Christian home. I remember when I was little, I used to love God. My mom always talked to me about God, and she said one of the things you have to do is to accept God. Well, I basically accepted Christ right there with the help of my mom. And but the thing is, I can't even count how many churches we went through. So I saw that growing up, and I was like, you know what? This is actually, that life sucks, you know? So I was like, I don't really want that. I started getting introduced to new things. It was middle school. I started seeing the drugs, the alcohol, and then I started seeing like people my age do that. So I was like, you know what? Why not? I actually started drinking with my uncles. I remember one time they just gave me beer, like, here, you want to try it? I drank it. I considered it like good. One of the things I heard from my uncles is that I'd rather have you drinking or doing whatever you do here with me than for you to do it with your friends. So I consider that as love. My parents, they always gave me love and say I love you and this and that, but I don't know, I just didn't think that was enough. I didn't feel like that was enough. All of that just started changing my relationship with my parents. I remember we used to get in so much fights. They used to basically try to force God onto me. I remember my relationship with I started hating my parents. My dad would try to come into my room after we fought or whatnot. He would say to me, what is it that you want? What is it that you need, you know? I didn't know the answer at the time. I didn't know. I didn't know what could help me out. I know Jesus was good, but I didn't think he can help me out or anything like that. When he asked me that question, I started hearing his voice. It's like, don't tell him anything. You done lost. And when he asked me that, I remember I told him, I guess that's how it's going to be. I knew the only thing I could do was to pray, right? I just remember I said, God help me. And that night I started having thoughts of suicide. And as soon as I prayed those 3 words, I don't know, I just got so sleepy. I just fell asleep. And slowly but surely, it didn't happen in one day. I remember my friends came up to me one day to my house and was like, we're about to go smoke, you wanna come with me? I was like, no, I don't want to. Somehow I just didn't want it no more. Senior year, I started seeing Hector, which I knew him sophomore year. We talked. We just used to talk about drinking or how he used to do that with his friends and whatnot. But senior year, he was different. Later on, I started, you know what? I guess it's time for me to find a church. You know, by this church, I remember I was looking for a church for me to be at, and I went to a couple churches, and I put his church like the last resort. I wasn't really planning on going to his because I was like, it's a bunch of Mexicans. It's gonna be just like the other churches I went to, Spanish, and I just didn't want that. So I don't know why, I just decided to go. I was like, you know what, I'll give it a try. I remember I went there and I seen a bunch of people that I knew from high school. And I was just surprised. I was like, wow, like, they look so joyful, so they feel different. I was like, man, that right there just motivated me. It's like, you know what, I wanna be like that. I remember time started passing by. I was going to the church more, and then they started telling me about the bridge. And one of the things that Hector told me about the bridge was when you go, you're not gonna come back the same. Well, I was already thinking, well, God is already helping me with not drinking. He's already helping me with not smoking, not doing that stuff. So with not pornography, no masturbation. So what else can he do, you know? I went expecting, I didn't know what I was gonna find, but I was expecting something. And I get there, I remember God spoke to me just in the craziest way. I don't know who it was, but he used somebody to speak to me. By this time, my family is spiritually dead. He told me, through you, I'm gonna raise up your family. Through you, not through the pastor, not through anybody, but through you. He told me that all of this was for you. I was like, come on, God, after I did all of that to you, after I said you were boring, you did this to me. And I just thanked him. And I made a decision that time to live for I thank God. If for those who say that have a relationship, for all those that are not in a relationship, for all people, because everybody's gonna receive something, it's no matter what. God is here.
Perfect.